So I kind of have made a weird decision that I've never really done before, but I'm gonna do it out of the time because I feel that these songs are kind of related, and they're from the same artist, so I don't feel like I'm shining over one artist over the other. The first song is Tory Lanez, um, London freestyle. I think it's called Fergo something, right? And this song is amazing to me because he takes jazz, but he also says a lot of different things that I think um, we should talk about. And the second song is called I Like. Now, I'm going to split these up and I'm going to talk about these differently. But I'm going to talk about London real quick because that song is a freestyle. And I like because they have a lot of things in common and some shade that I kind of like. So, London is the remix version. So, London is what J. Cole and Bia put out a couple weeks ago. He remixed it. Um, as you can tell, he says, and this is the line that probably gives it away. He mentioned J. Cole, and he sent verses out like J. Cole, and I think that's ironic because I think now I'm not saying being not an artist having a big ego or something where they value themselves more than like the other person they're battling, like the other artist in the industry. However, we do run into certain situations where he says, like, well, this is seen, but he says, I gotta record in a Lamborghini, which is seen. If you look for the clips, you can find Tory Lanez after putting bail up, he hit in the Lamborghini. But what we didn't know is he said he left there, signed a deal, and then went to a girl that was on his list, right? And I think that's so. Now, depending on how you see Tory Lanez right now, that's completely up to you, right? And I think, without a doubt, everyone's right in their reasoning of why they support either or, and I'm not here to judge that, right? But he says for him to sign another deal, being that he is an independent artist, so I don't know what the deal is exactly, but if it's another record deal, his next couple albums could do amazing numbers, right? If if he has so much faith in it, his next few albums doing numbers, without a doubt, I think he could do it. Like his other two albums he released recently have done amazing numbers. So if he thinks this can do a number, I think they're like, we're gonna trust Tory in his decision of how he thinks his album's gonna do, his album or singles are gonna do, right? Because he's released 3 singles since that last album, so it's all up in the air. But I think they're like, if Tory thinks he can do this, we're gonna sign him. And he says all this in a freestyle, which I think is amazing to me because there are a lot of people that don't say a lot in the freestyle. But for him to talk about certain situations and feeling like Young Dolph, the rapper Young Dolph, I think that pulls some people's hearts. Um, he also says she knows me like I'm that guy, which I think is a Drake line. Like I've heard Drake say that line before, so when Toria said it, I was like, oh, okay, so it's kind of we get it. We get that people are pulling from other people's lyrics and putting verses together. But there are some people that do pull like certain lyrics they heard before and try to mash them up and change them a little bit, and then we get who delivered the line better in rap or hip hop or R&B, right? So that's always great. Real quick, we're gonna see if we have any sponsors. We'll get right back into it.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
Okay, so we're gonna get right back into Tory Lanez's "I Live." The single "I Like," where he mentions that he just loves women, and I think that's not really a hidden thing or not a known fact that Tory Lanez loves I mean, that's really clear. Now this yeah, no offense to women, like no offense to women, but he says a girl with a good body, and I think he's talking about that hourglass shape, that unrealistic body type that a lot of people assume as like the perfect, uh, as the perfect body type, which let's be honest is a little creepy. Um, to still be trying to persuade that thing, I think is a little creepy. I could always be wrong. I'm not gonna talk about that. But he talks about I've sent money. He says I've sent money out almost as in like a deposit for like hotels or the girls this or his or girlfriends or girls that he knows so they can they can buy what they want to buy. He says he's sending the money out. The line's not really clear on what he's talking about, but he says money was sent out, so one can assume. Which brings me to another kind of thing where I'm kind of confused. Um, he says he sent the money out and girls, and I think that's my thing. My thing is, in a lot of industries, this isn't considered weird, but looking at it, like there are a lot of women, and I'm not here to judge a woman at all. I'm not. But it seems like what he's trying to say in these two songs, because he says, "I don't have to call her when he's around," and I think, granted, I'm not that very well connected with Tory Lanez. I know some of his music. I don't know all of it, but it seems like they're hinting at this industry thing where girls that are in the industry or either girls that rap or girls that are just in the industry that people have been with, and I think that's what he's hinting at. I could always be wrong, but I think that's what he's like hinting at. Like she knows, like either that or she stalks his IG, Instagram, or Twitter, or something that he's on like a social platform. And I think that is, I don't know. I think that's a little weird. Me personally, I feel like that's a little weird. But we've heard of people sleeping with a lot of people in the industry. Um, they could be in the industry, or they couldn't be in the industry, or they just are kind of a person that is industry exclusive. Like they sleep with other people in the industry, and I think that as I said, I'm not judging anybody, but I think that's what he also is hinting at in the song "I Like." We're just saying about all the things that he likes, right? But overall, I don't hate "I Like." I think "I Like" is maybe a 4.0 out of 10. I think London's a little better, a more at my taste. So London is the better song for me. "I Like" is okay. I'm very skeptical on like the woman's perfect body kind of situation because I don't like to talk about that because that is a that's what that's all about women. And I'm not a woman, so I don't really like talking about that. But overall, I think that line to me just isn't something I liked in the song. But that's why I think London's a little bit better because we have like these little subtle jabs and stuff, and I do like um, subliminals. So the Tory Lanez line is the Tory London's best out of these two is definitely London. London for me is still like a 7.0 out of 10. Like it's not Tory's best, but it's not Tory's worst. So overall, it's not bad, but it's just not the kind of stuff I expect from Tory on like a huge level. So a 7 out of 10 for London, the freestyle, which freestyles are written raps. I think that's another situation where, like freestyles are written raps that you just do to a beat, and on a dome is something like you completely freestyle it. But overall, I do like the London remix that he did, and I like is okay. So I know this was a longer episode that was split into two, but overall, that's kind of my take on these two Tory songs, and not speaking on cases. So not speaking on open cases. So I won't get my opinion out on which one I like more. I'm not talking about that at all. So we'll see.